fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Alright, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the ACS Truck Series here, brought to you by RGR Racing. ACS, of course, your affordable construction specialist. Go check them out for all your construction needs. But tonight, we got Susan, The Rock, Travis, 160 here at Rockingham. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Baron Labosco. Baron, The Rock.
Rockingham is a great track, Dean. I absolutely love it. I love driving it. It's one of my favorites. It's also one of the most difficult on the circuit. Two very distinct track dimension and turns. Two very distinct lines, especially in 3 and 4. These guys are going to be all over the place, Dean. I love it. This is a driver's track.
Yeah, well, this is interesting because we did do an Xfinity race here, and what we did see, Baron, was the low line kind of dominate, almost a Dover-esque type of line, whereas maybe a mini diamond in the corner. What do you expect here with the trucks with a little more engine, like the engine a little more revved up, maybe carrying a little more speed? What do you expect from them?
Well, you hope so. The idea here is these trucks don't make a ton of horsepower, so keeping them spun up is the fast way around. But you really don't have an option here in 1 and 2. Fast way around the track in 1 and 2 is on the bottom. If you go up top, not only do you slow down, but that turn exit gets awful narrow, and that's where you're going to see a lot of calamity tonight, Dean. Guys getting loose coming out of that turn, and if there's another truck on the high side, we're going to have a kerfuffle.
I tell you, Baron, when I drive this track, I often talk about it. One of the first tracks I ever drove, I almost quit iRacing and thought, I don't know how to do this, because it's a very strange track. It can make you feel a little bit drunk with all those bumps around there and the weird cornering. So, going to be highly entertaining here tonight.
Yeah, this track has been, in real life, it's been resurfaced a couple of times now, and still maintains that quote-unquote characteristic of all those bumps through the turns. But good little track here, Dean, mile long, and a lot of great racing to be had. If these guys stay off each other, we're going to see some great competition tonight.
We certainly are. Can't wait to get this one going here. Moments away we are. Why don't we turn our attention to the singing of the national anthem and Miss Alicia Shipman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Man, I love that, Dean, every time. Every single time. I can't get enough of it. Beautiful voice, beautiful rendition. Shout out to all of our Olympians over there in Paris right now, giving it their best for the good old USA. But we going racing tonight, Dean.
Absolutely, we are going racing, and we got tonight's starting grid. It's going to be Jeff Ward out front with a time of 24.627. George Leal will start on the outside of row number 1. Row 2 will feature Bernard Person and Jason Jackson. Good starting spot for him tonight. Paul K. Travis looks like he's found something here at Rockingham, starting in 5th, along with James Suggs on the outside. It's McCanny along with Ratliff in row 4. You got Newton and Williams in row 5. Tony Ratliff and Corey Merton in row number 6. Look a little further back, you got Gilly, Gay, Mower, Corey Leal, Otto Viani, Spear, Sheffield, Rincon, Olson, Ripka, Ledford, Lester, and a few more yet. Williams, Whiting, Braitley, and Dibble round out a 28-car field.
Nice size field tonight, Dean. Great track, great drivers. Some newcomers to the field tonight. Jeff Ward on the pole, obviously new to the scene, and we'll see how he plays out. Randy McCanny in the field, good starting position there in 7th. We got a lot of nice new faces in here tonight.
We do, and they're tough, I'll tell you. Jeff Ward won the Xfinity race here. Look for him to get out here and be hard to beat tonight. A couple other guys out here as well. It'll be interesting, like Sheffield back in 19th. But here we go. Pace car off the track. Green flag down and away. Little slow on the inside lane by everybody, but they're clean heading down into 1.
Yeah, and this is really sketchy here. This turn 1 and 2. Tires are cold. This is a real slick time of the race. No rubber down yet, and guys managed it pretty well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, good start up front. Everybody top 5, status quo. The 87 of Jason Jackson moving up the track already. It can be fast up there.
It sure can. Turns 3 and 4 is a great passing zone, especially if you get the high side figured out. But you see most of these guys here opting for that yellow line right now.
Yeah, well, it was proven in the Xfinity race, but the Xfinity a little different than this. We look back at Gilly here. He's in a battle. He's got the 34 of Martin on the high side. William Gay's up there. Mower down low. Big battles back here.
First tires, big battles. Fast lap just by Bernard Person, 25-21. That should get faster as the night wears on.
It definitely should get faster. Check in up front. Ward and Leal, Person, Jackson and Travis all in line. McCanny's moved up a spot in that sharp-looking Ford machine.
Good-looking ride there.
Suggs in 7th and Newton in 8th. Watch out for Newton. And we got to give him hell tonight there, Baron. He's in the wrong number, wrong truck. So we got to get on Newton a little bit here this evening.
Looks like an Italian boxer out there. Couldn't resist. Claus Williams now setting the fast time. Almost a sub 25, but Claus still mirrored right back there in 10th place where he started.
You see Newton makes his way around Suggs. There's Ratliff trying to fill it in.
Adam Newton, a big Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan. I dared him to paint a car up like I saw a miniature this week. I sent him a message.
Yeah, I think it overwhelmed him. There was some discussion of that tonight, Baron.
Yeah. Overwhelmed him.
Well, 4 things on one car, very tough.
Yeah. Hard paint scheme to come up with. Should have dared Scott Olson for it, right?
Well, that's correct, and that's who I did dare to do it. We got Brandon Sheffield now setting the fastest lap of the race, sub 25 seconds.
Fast. Sheffield, big player last week, finishing 3rd. Starting shotgun on the field. He missed the driver's meeting, so he had to start from the back. Made his way to the front. Great driver right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right now, Ward out here leading, doing a whale of a job. George Leal sitting there ready to pounce, and I believe George has got yet another paint job going.
Yeah, I think so. He's going through his Rolodex of schemes and picked a nice one tonight.
Well, it's $100 each time someone puts one on there. So.
Okay.
right now. Let's go on board here. We'll hop on board with Suggs. Ooh, and Suggs making a move here on Ratliff. This is a little dangerous. We'll slip back out and have a look at this. That's actually Claus Williams he's battling there. Claus gets the better of it.
Claus up one spot now as he's in ninth, but Claus sneaky fast here. You know, last year I remember seeing him run this, and didn't do much early in the race. Was there at the end.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? Here, at Rockingham, you really got to persevere. Like in real life, it'll take a real toll on you. And in sim racing, it's similar, isn't it, Baron? All these bumps, I mean, you feel them.
You do, and so do the tires. And eventually, if you're fighting the truck, from the chassis side of things, you're just wearing rubber on the tire side of things. So. Look in on Randy McCanney. Look at that truck dances. I love this in-car. Like, not only is that steering wheel moving, you can see that truck to his inside as it dances around.
I'm getting seasick. So McCanney takes a spot back from Ratliff. They're back where they started. Newton's our big mover here. He is up now 3 spots on the night. Well, him and Sheffield back in 14th, up 5 spots.
Ricky Williams up 4. George Dibble up 4.
There's Ricky. He's got that rooster on there. I'm not sure what's going on there. The old Roadrunner.
Acme Rockets.
Gotta get me one of those.
A little Wile E. Coyote action going on there.
There's Sheffield, who's up 5 spots. Gonna have to be patient here. That's one of the keys, isn't it, Baron?
Every time. This is one of those tracks that you race like Darlington, right? You race the track, you don't race the competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly true. And it's a real rhythm track. You can get knocked out of your rhythm pretty darn easily here, though.
Oh, for sure. And look, in 2 distinct different corners, you get a different look while you're around your competitors. So, yeah, it absolutely has a different feel just about every lap. This is a tough track, Dean. You got to be careful when it comes to running this track. We're only 15 laps into the event, 160 laps. It's going to take patience.
Going to take a ton of patience. Looks like the top 3 are showing that. Ward, Leal, Person, Jackson right there, Paul Kay's right there, and Newton has joined in with this group. So 6 cars here. Newton continuing to search and look for more.
Newton, last year's champion, looking pretty racy right now as he's into the top 6, looking for top 5.
Corey Leal fighting the Toad Man. There's Jason Spear coming in the picture. So all these cars starting to come together.
Spear's got a lot of laps on this track, Dean. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him towards the front by the end of this.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not sure how much it's agreeing with him. He's currently in 18th, but you never know with Jason until you're at least 25 laps in. So we'll wait and see on the 83.
Yeah. As we get past halfway, we'll know.
And there's Ripka back in 20th. So these guys, tough starting spots back here. Otto Viani. Now, we talk a lot about him with his practicing and how good he can get and is getting. You head to Rockingham as a rookie. Boy, it's a little different, isn't it?
It's a blender, Dean. If you haven't put any laps in here, pit road is tough. On, pit road is tough. Off, turn 1 is tough. Up off the bottom, turn 3 and 4 is tough. On the bottom. You got to practice.
You got to practice. Of course, this race here tonight, Susan the Rock Travis 160. Susan out there battling cancer, and we just seen Scott Olson also. He's got the Be Brave for Braxton, or runs it sometimes. So with Braxton and Susan, we're out here. We're praying for you. We're hoping for you. And man, I know the power of the community, Baron. They're going to be just fine.
Yeah, anytime You get a young one afflicted with that disease. You really want to do anything and everything you can. And tonight, these guys have put their best foot forward for Susan. So hopefully, she's on her way to a speedy recovery.
Absolutely. So we got a big gaggle of cars here. Mower, Gay. Looks like McKinney at the front of it. Claus up there. I mean, all kinds of guys. Suggs is in here. Merton's in here. Boy, it's getting tight.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that truck off the wall coming out of 2, especially when you got another truck up there.
Battle up here as Newton looks to take more spots. So Newton up to 5th now as he gets by Jason Jackson.
On the move. In the wrong truck.
In the wrong truck, in the wrong number. But we may or may not forgive him depending how he finishes here.
Do we give credit to the 19?
That we can do. The Toad Man would take it. You see Person in 3rd there. He's moving up the track a little bit. Do you like this at all, Baron?
You know, some guys diamond that turn, and that looks like what Bernie's done is he tried to diamond it. I got to tell you, it's whatever suits you, right? I truthfully, no one person has the same line. You'll see guys with different lines. The only thing I can tell you consistently, you want to be on the bottom in 1 and 2. How you exit is up to you.
And Ward absolutely setting a torrid pace, but Leal, not to be denied, is hanging right with them. Looks like we got ourselves a race here, lap 24 of 160.
I used to treat 3 and 4 at this track like I treated 1 and 2 at Darlington. I'd hook those left tires onto that apron and help me turn through 3 and 4. I barely lifted through there.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to hug the bottom here, but I'm no Rockingham expert, that's for sure. Looks like Ratliff along with Jason Jackson, something going on back here. Jackson fading perhaps. There goes McKinney. What has happened to Jackson? He looks really slow.
Yeah, it looks like he's, maybe letting him go.
I mean, that's a little bit odd, but he may have just done that to get himself some clean track. Truck looking a little unstable on entry there, so that thing might be going away already.
Well, and I'm not shocked by that. We're past lap 20. These tires have a heat cycle on them now, so now we're going to see who the drivers are.
You see here, Person on the high side. Newton has made his way up to 4th now. He's working on Person. There's a battle for the lead. Leal and Ward.
And Leal and Ward out 2 seconds in front of 3rd and 4th here. So, while these guys dice it up, these other two are running away.
That they are. Teammates, Newton and Person going side by side. Paul K right there. Solid run so far for the 88. How about that, Baron?
Well, it's a good look for Paul. Paul's got his supporters out there and always brings a good fan group with him. Paul having a nice night.
Get Ronnie Spear out there in the chat. Always good to see you, Ronnie. As Newton gets on by, it looks like Bernie in a bit of trouble. Let's check back in with Jason Spear. Jason, mired back here in traffic, so if he was saving, that's going to continue here for a few more laps.
Yes, sir. And Jason, no fool. He's just hanging out right now. He knows there's a lot of race left.
Greg Ratliff making a move now on Paul K, who's gone up to the wall in search of some speed. And it's just tough. It seems like they stall out in the middle of the corner and then get a big run off, Baron.
They do. And here's another look as he's looking underneath now. And Bernie staying true to the high side here.
Tough track. We'll see how this all plays out. Out front, Ward and Leal continue to match each other. So Leal, not deterred from what he's seen out of Ward in the Xfinity machine. He says, I can run this track too. We got ourselves a race. Newton already set in chase. He might be the fastest of the three.
So Newton's spotting almost 3 seconds to 1st and 2nd here. Newton's going to have to do some work if he's going to catch them.
Jason Jackson continues to fade. He's down to 9th now, and another group is catching him. Suggs. Here comes Sheffield. Sheffield's up 7, looking to go up 8 as he works over William Gay.
Hadn't seen much of William in the series so far this season. Nice to have him back on the track.
Yeah, William's been out here and there, and it's really good to see him out here. Love seeing guys that were here when we came in back out on the track. Mower up there looking for some racing room. Now, Mower will be tough out here tonight, but racing room he does not have right now as he gives a little shot to William Gay.
In the box here, we got one in the wall there real quick. 34 up there in the wall.
Corey Martin.
Just a touch, but that's enough.
It is, and it'll rattle your cage a little bit.
This is the place to do it, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, this is a heck of a place. The Rock. Back up front, still Leal and Ward. Newton maybe reeling them in, hard to say. The speeds vary lap to lap, as they will around here, Baron. One of the toughest things is consistency here.
It truly is. And Newton has actually put about a half second.
Oh, and Person's coming in. How about this?
We got a yellow.
Oh, and a yellow as he comes in. Disaster. Lester sideways on the track. Person on pit road. I don't know if this is great or terrible. We'll have to wait and see. See if Ward comes around.
He's going to get full service. He's going to come out your leader.
I'm not sure. It's such a long pit road. No, it doesn't look like it. Ward's already coming around. So this is going to be bad for Bernard Person, unfortunately.
I was going to drop him a lap.
I'm not sure exactly quite yet how this plays out, but we'll have to wait and see, folks. Everybody going to be coming in here right now. Bring up the old pit board and see who's quickest on pit road. Interesting gaps here, not pushing it at all here.
Nobody in a real hurry yet.
It's early. Smart boys out here. Men, I should say, Baron. So Ward locked him up there, but got her stopped in time. Here comes Newton. There goes Ward. Looks like Leal comes out second. Paul K third. Randy McKinney with a good stop. He'll come out in fifth. Ratliff, Williams, Suggs, Jackson, and Gay, your top 10.
Interesting to know Brandon Sheffield up now 7 spots to 12th. Man on a move.
Yeah, him and Racone. How about Racone here in the 28 machine?
Have a nice run. Yeah.
So lap 36 here, 38. Are we thinking this is quarter way mark and we're looking at a 3-stopper here?
I think just judged on how everybody did pit, I think that's it, right? I mean, you're going to have to do, you can't make it, so you got to do at least one more.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 more stops to the end.
Yeah.
40, 80, and 120 perhaps. Person's still on pit road, so this looks like a retirement for Bernie. I know he's battling some serious knee pain these days, and it just might be a little too much old Rockingham here tonight.
Yeah, that's a tough track. Really tough track.
So I think we'll do something a little different here. We'll hop on board with Nathen Mower for the start here, for the restart. This should be fun, Baron.
Keep an eye on the eyes.
Definitely keep an eye on the eyes.
Green flag, green flag.
And you can hear him working the throttle there, not to get into anybody.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful here.
The bumps just throwing the trucks all around here. Good clean start. Suggs down on the bottom, nowhere to go.
If it looks like it's super easy from up watching it on YouTube, watching it here on Facebook, take a look at that view again. Can we go back to Nate for a second? In car. So take a look here. He's got a look. Now what do you see? Right? You got to find your vision. And this is a short enough track where things can happen pretty quickly. And if you're blind because all you see is tailgate in front of you, right here, right? You're just following that guy into the next crash.
Well, that you'll see that a lot, won't you, Baron? In a situation like this, visuals are bad. If that guy in front of you happens to filter into the wall, you're probably going in the wall.
Spatial awareness is really tough here. And what I mean by that is tough on iRacing because you don't have your butt, your ears, and your spotters screaming at you the whole time where you're at on the track. Some of these guys are going it alone.
So Newton now gets the privilege of starting up here in third. He's up 6 spots. George Leal maintaining second and Ward in first. Ward's going to be tough, but Leal and Newton seem to be able to match him here tonight.
So we had 35 laps on the last run. We'll see if we can get that many out of this one. But it'll be interesting to see who hangs this time because when guys started to race each other, that's when we saw that gap form.
You see Jason Spear in a cluster here. Little contact right in front of him. Looks like Rincon and Jason Jackson maybe got together. Spear goes up high, but they're everywhere all around him. 3 wide right behind him.
Spear almost got himself into the top 10 right there. He is. He's in ninth. Attaboy.
You got to persevere through these kind of fights, and he does. Gay up there as well. Wow. Up the track goes Spear. He was way up the track there. Got some momentum out of it.
And he's right on the back bumper of Rincon, and Rincon is up 12 spots. So both of these guys moving to the front.
Yeah, Rincon's doing a nice job here tonight. Up front, status quo, we stay with this battle, this area. Mower out in front of Rincon. Spear trying to hold off Gay. Also Sheffield on the move, now up 8 spots. So Sheffield and Spear, your big movers, along with Rincon, who's picked up 12. And he's still going forward. They're driving right around Mower here. Rincon and Spear on the high side.
That's not an easy thing to do. Looks like the high side might be the place to pass here tonight, Dean. What do you think?
Well, I do. I think pinching the guys off the corner, right? You're not necessarily pinching them, but they're pinched nonetheless. So they're going to have to lift, and then that's how you get your momentum and your pass done. And it seems to be working.
Taking the other guy's line away from him.
Rincon way up the track this time, and see if he gets the run to get clear of Mower. Good corner, but by both of them, and Mower does fall in line.
Mower found a hole. He's in it. Yep.
Oh, and we got a car around. That's Travis. Paul K. Travis causing some carnage out there. Several cars are around and wrecked. Whiting, Tony Ratliff.
Ratliff is in it, yeah.
Brantley's involved. Wow, Corey Martin involved. Let's get a look in and see what happened here. So Travis riding in 4th, Baron. Oh, and he just loses it and chases it up the hill, gets a little rub, loses a bumper, and then gets absolutely smashed. Several other cars come through. And this could be a case of what you just pointed out, that vision problem.
That's crazy. It looks like he lost the nose pretty big there. I wonder if there wasn't a hardware issue with that.
So we got pit stops. A lot of guys coming in. Wow, this could be a huge advantage to these guys.
Looks like the front 5 stayed out.
Yeah, we got 6 drivers out. Williams stays out and joins that front 5 of McCanny, Claus Williams, Newton, Leal, and Ward. They stay out, but everybody else in. So interesting here, depending on how many sets of tires you have, what's going on, when should we stop, race off a pit road. Wow, I don't know if Mower got that or not, or if that even was Mower. Yes, it was. Mower got out in front of Rincon, then Spear, Sheffield right there. So this is going to heat up now. Lap 50 of 160. Now, Baron, we're looking at these pit stops in the lap. So we have 30 on lap 36 and on lap 49. What do you think? How big is this difference at a place like Rockingham?
I don't know about that strategy, Dean. I just don't know. And that's not because I know anything. But it just feels like it was a little early for tires there. I think these front 5 have the race figured out based on racing the track. I think these other competitors came in because they wanted to pass somebody.
Well, the beauty of it, Baron, is that they all came in. So nobody lost a spot. I mean, if you're 7th on back, you're coming out in the same place.
Right. No. What I meant was, like, having fresh tires means you can pass somebody. These front 5 might lose some spots, but they might win the race. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's going to be a while to see it all play out. But right now, fresh rubber from 7th on back. That's Mower, the first up there. We're going to see real quick how big a deal they are here. As I swear, Captain Kirk just beamed in or something moments ago, Baron.
Oh, you heard that?
I did, indeed.
I got a text message.
You can just feel it as they come around here. When they go this slow, when you're a race car driver, it's too much time to think, Baron.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to the Rock or Darlington, these cautions are welcome because you work so hard, you concentrate so hard. Just a little bit of a break feels pretty damn good.
I can't argue with that at my advanced age, Baron. I don't mind a couple of cautions.
Right?
Pace truck darts off the track. Ward will lead him down one more time. Green drops. Good start. Looks like a better shift from Leal than Newton. Leal maintains second. Newton, though, pretty anxious to get in there. Boy, that's some tight racing right there, folks. McCanny down on the bottom, up high. You got Claus Williams, Nathen Mower with the fresh rubber looking for racing room.
He might make it on his own, too. Fresh tires here really means a lot when it comes to racing these older tires.
Oh, and Leal backs out, gives Newton the spot, so Newton up to second. Almost checked up the field. That looked violent, but a lot of moves at Rockingham looked violent. Someone slow on the bottom there. I'm not sure. The 12 of McCanny looks like he was really slow on the bottom and still slow.
I don't think that bottom line suits him very much.
No, it just might not. Mower looking to do something with the fresh rubber. He's underneath the Williams. The advantage looks small to me.
Yeah, it does. But, lap by lap, that's how you make a pass.
You're not wrong. Pass. It's Newton looking for the lead over Ward. How about that? Adam Newton takes over the lead. Jeff Ward falls to second.
The imposter out front?
It is an imposter. The number 2/19. He got in a borrowed truck here tonight, and he's looking to get a win. And here we go, 3 wide. Mower high. Ward in the middle. Leal down low. Up high. That's Sheffield making a move.
Sheffield's back, kids. Up 16 spots. Look at this. Nice drive.
Sheffield and Mower with fresh rubber are absolutely murdering these guys. Newton somehow holding them off. Sheffield just set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, I just think it's a matter of time here.
There's no doubt that it is, but Newton, not an easy pass. They'll have to find the room. Newton running the middle. Mower goes low. Sheffield looks to get a big run.
Almost 3 wide here.
Almost. Sheffield being very patient back here. This is very smart. Ward still hanging on. There goes Mower. New race leader, Nathen Mower. Sheffield's going to come through eventually as well.
Smart racing here by Newton. Just staying up top, not taxing his stuff too much. He knows he's going to get passed. So he's really racing Jeff Ward right now.
He's racing Ward, and I think he's making them work a little bit without any danger here. Yeah, smart racing. So there you go. Sheffield completes the pass. Newton back to third. Ward hanging on to fourth. George Leal in fifth. Ripka, watch out. Did Ripka get tires too? I think he did, and he's on the move. Here comes Spear and Williams as well.
Good Lance Ripka call here. Claus Williams. Jason Spear having a night. How about Jason?
Yeah, Ripka's up 16. Jason up 11. They continue to work here. Right behind him, Greg Ratliff.
Is he sober?
Which one?
Jason.
It's hard to say. I mean,
Yeah.
I take it. Jason's a serious racer. I think he's sober out there, but he might have a few on deck there waiting for post race.
Just pulling the trigger when it's over.
Back up to Ripka there. There's Leal trying to hang on with those older tires. They're doing a great job. I mean, Ward and Newton are hanging on, but you can see up ahead, Sheffield and Mower are starting to separate themselves a little bit. Three two-car packs. Then you got Jason Spear up to seventh. There's Claus Williams, Greg Ratliff, Corey Leal now in the top 10 as well. How about that?
Nice run here by Corey. We don't get to talk about Corey very much. We talked about George. Here's Corey up here doing his thing.
I think it's the paint job, Baron. I mean, I love the Gatorade machine.
Me too. Me too. Good looking scheme. I'd drive it.
I mean, does that answer the question? Looking at that sign, is Gatorade orangish or greenish?
Both. With an F. Both.
People argue about that to this day, and I think it's pretty clear it's both, isn't it?
It is. I get the Gatorade Zero packages and I put it in my water.
Yes, yeah, world-class pickleball player, Mr. Labosco.
I wouldn't go world class. I play pickleball.
Well, there is a class in this world that you are in.
Oh, that's true. This is true. Nailed it. It's the remedial class.
You seen the Toad Man there head to pit road.
Summer school help.
You do more than me, I'll say that, Baron. I don't know if I could get out there and play longer than 10 minutes.
You'd be surprised, Dean. You'd be surprised.
Well, the competitive juices will keep me going for probably 20.
Yeah. I can't get on a treadmill for 15 minutes without you even paying me, but I can play 2 hours of pickleball and not even think about it.
The beauty of sports right there, folks.
Competition. Yep.
Leal, Ripka, and Ratliff. There's a handful right there, boy. These guys right in this race. Spear lingering behind them.
Tight quarters racing right there.
Corey Leal going to make the pass or attempt to on Claus, and there's almost contact.
Yeah, one zigged and the other one zagged.
That's Rockingham, boy. It's very unpredictable how these cars will enter a corner.
Right.
Claus doing a nice job on that high side, and we've seen him run the high a lot. He likes it. He's got a feel for it, so Corey's got his work cut out for him. Back out front, Nathen Mower on that fresh rubber with Sheffield starting to separate. Newton now is back about 2.3 seconds. Ward all over his bumper. The 89 so strong here at Rockingham.
Yeah, the Ward, catching up to Adam here. Letting him know, like, hey, it's going to be between you and me here if things shake out the way we plan it. And I'm right here, buddy.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Just letting himself be known. He let Newton pass him, or Newton passed him clean. Either way, I think Ward was always the intention to get on him and harass him here. And you can get that air off the spoiler. It almost looked like it happened there, Baron.
Now here's that look. He's looking on the low line. Let's see if Newton's got anything for him up top. I think he does here. Yeah, he'll clear him now. But that's a warning shot.
Definitely a warning shot as you get guys coming behind him. Here comes Ripka, Ratliff, and Leal.
It's funny how when these guys get side by side, the other guys catch them and the other guys get away.
Yeah, it's not rocket science really. I mean, side by side racing, man, it's painful when you do that for about 10 laps and watch that guy in front of you walk away, isn't it?
Well, and speaking of walking away, 3 seconds back to Adam Ward now from second place. So while these guys dice it up, 3.5 seconds out to the leaders.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the way this run's going to be. So they're going to need another caution, or we're going to have to get the pit stops. We are on lap 74 of 160. Let's check our pit board here. So last time in was 36 for some, 49 for others. Baron, it really won't be long, will it?
Well, for those 36 guys, they're hoping on halfway or just past it for their next set of tires. But it'll be under green flag condition if this keeps up. So guys are going to need to be high and tight on their pit entries and pit exits.
Ripka gets around Ward as Ward stuck on the bottom. Ratliff going to go around. Leal's going to look to do the same if he can get in there. So Ward in a world of trouble here. Ripka takes to the bottom, looks underneath Newton. This might be a mistake, Baron.
Well, Lance up 18 spots right now. No mistake in that.
Well, that's for sure. I just mean it's very tough on the bottom, and Newton adept at holding people off up there. It looks like that's kind of what we're looking at. Ward's using it to his advantage. Is bringing him right back up to Newton. We see
that
smoke
one blowed
somewhere.
up in the pits. Yeah, somebody's off. Looks like Todd the Toad Man Gilly on pit road with engine trouble.
Doesn't look good for the Toad Man right now. Back to this battle. Ripka underneath Newton. Ratliff underneath Ward.
Ooh, loose condition out of Adam Newton's truck.
We go on with George Leal here and look ahead to this battle.
Look how loose that truck is on the bottom. They're just dancing around.
It's unbelievable. And the high line prevailing. So we've seen this multiple times. It's the high line, Baron, in traffic, way more successful. And a contact here. Boy, that's close.
That is close. And I'm just wondering if these tires have equalized a bit so that the older tires not sacrificing as much time as they were at the beginning of this run.
It's very hard to say. Leal, a very patient racer, he's starting to come forward once again. Ward looks underneath Newton, so Ward's still trying to come back up and get into second or third place, I should say, behind Sheffield and Mower.
Very loose truck of that 88, 89, sorry. He came off that turn virtually sideways.
And that's what we see out of these trucks. They're burning the rear tires up, making it real tough to get off on exit on that low side. Ward is getting worked over right now.
Just past halfway, and we got a great battle here for third and fourth.
Great battle indeed. Out front's about a 0.6 lead for Mower over Sheffield.
And you got to go back 5 seconds to find these guys.
This is just one heck of a battle. It's not 2 cars. It's not 5 cars. It's 8 or 10 cars in here. Trucks, I should say.
Great side-by-side action here. Side-by-side all the way back from fourth to what, 10th? I mean, my goodness. 3 wide.
Yeah, I mean, you look back here, you got Gay and Spear, that's 10th. Jason Jackson right behind. George Dibble lingering in here. Scott Olson quietly working the He-Hut machine into this thing. Newton has cleared this bunch somehow and walked away a little bit. Now Ward is in trouble from Ripka, so Ward always looks to advance, and wow, Newton looked like he may have got all the way up into the wall there. Ricky Williams hits pit road.
He's on his way out.
So Ward loses to Ripka there. He'll drop to 5th. Corey Leal in 6th. Greg Ratliff 7th. We've got to get that barbecuer off the track, whoever's on there.
He's smoking some brisket down there, Dean.
I mean, I've gotten word, hold on in my ear, they said leave him alone. People love brisket.
I love brisket.
Jason Spear is in. Wow. All right. So lap 85, 160. Scheduled stop for the 83. I like this move, Baron.
Yeah, it's a smart pit stop strategy here where he'll have one more, and that'll be the night for him on pit road.
Let's talk about our leaders a little bit here. Mower, very patient early. Pit stop gave him the tires to get out here. He's in great shape, and Sheffield chasing about a half second behind, Baron.
Yeah, these two have walked the dog on the field. They're up almost 6 seconds to third place here. They're going to start catching some guys at the back of the field if they're not careful.
Yeah, well, if they're not careful, I mean. Oh, on yellow!
Never mind.
There's a big wreck here. Gay's involved. Jackson's involved.
Oops.
Caution on the track. Spears has been trapped on pit road or just after, so that's going to be painful for him. Let's go in and check in on the wreck. Ricky Williams trapped as well. And there you see the 44 just getting the wall, and then he's still losing it. Oh, and he just creams Jason Jackson. So unfortunate.
Jason, no doing of his own. Wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, very. Gay just kind of lost control, and you get the speed wobbles, Baron. Not much you can do about it.
Yeah, his tires are old, and you know he had some trouble here, and tried to correct it, and took out one of his competitors. It's tough for both of those guys. I hate it.
So everybody coming in. Mower leads him down. Big shuffle up here.
So those trucks that pitted on lap 49, this did not help their cause at all. They're on their third set. These guys are on their second.
We look off a pit lane here. Here they come. That's someone coming in their stall. Here they come now. It looks like Mower first out. Leal, or is that Sheffield? Newton, Ripka, then Ward. Ward may have beat Ripka off pit road. So that first pit stall, always beneficial, Baron.
Yeah, it is. It helps out a lot.
So now we'll have everybody on even tires here. I imagine we still got one more stop here with 72 to go, Baron. I'm not sure anybody can do 72 laps here.
It might be a bit far. We're probably going to see one more round here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, barring a caution, a green flag stop would be pretty special.
You can see the Toad Man looking for a wave around. He is several laps down, so not going to help. Williams, along with Gay. We don't have Gay. He might be off the track. It looks like Spear off the track as well. Or we're losing everybody. I'm not sure.
Don't let it be an STK thing.
No, it looks like perhaps William Gay and Jason Spear called it a night after being trapped. So I'm not sure on that. We cannot confirm nor deny, Baron.
Maybe he's gone to the bar.
Well, I don't see the smoker going anymore. I think someone jumped on that brisket.
Good call. So I know what we're having for dinner tomorrow night.
Tuna?
Brisket. We're going straight brisket with it, son. We're going to get some sweet barbecue sauce, sweet baby rays. Yum.
All right, you skilled enough? We can have some burnt ends and everything?
Yeah, I'm on a string of bad luck when it comes to grilling. That's nothing a man would ever admit to anybody.
Well, you can admit it, but I mean the cause, Baron. You know, there's two things that go with barbecue, or there's one thing, and that's booze. If you have too much of it, the barbecuing side fails.
The counterbalance, I get it. I had a burnt steak and an undercooked burger the last 2 weeks. I figure this week that I'll get it right.
Oh, the undercooked burger, that's the worst.
Awful. I ate it too. It was delicious.
I love it. Here we go. Lap 90 at 160, and Susan, The Rock Travis, 160.
Green flag, green flag.
Good start by Mower. Looked like Sheffield got a decent jump on the outside, but Newton down underneath him, trying to power through. He got a good launch, but wow, Sheffield wraps the high side. Big momentum. He does not decide to make a pass. Yes, he does. He comes down low. Sheffield looking for the lead. Ward and Newton slugging it out.
That was a full send up top by the 89. I think it caught Adam Newton by surprise.
It may have. Ward looking to do some damage. He was your early leader. Mower giving him more than enough room to race up there. I don't think Mower wants any part of this pace at this point in the race. You see Newton with a little wiggle. He's shaking the tail feather.
Easy to do here.
Oh, and Carnage, Otto Viani, and Dibble.
Oh, we got another one right dead into him.
The Toad Man finishes them off.
Rough night for those
Captain
guys.
Kirk beams in to see what happened. Let's get a oh, and a big wiggle from Dibble. Loses control. Otto Viani gets clipped. Oh, that's so painful. And here, late comes the Toad Man. He had him locked up, just could not avoid him.
Wow. That's rough. So one of the 19 trucks having a bad night out here.
Well, that was the big question. If Newton was to win this race, do we give it to Gilly based on the 19?
I mean, you know, that's going to be an admin decision right there, Dean, but I know what the fan vote's going to be.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, Newton's got his fair share of fans out here as well. Ward coming in, faking. It's a fake. He got me. Newton not faking. He'll take rubber and go to the back. Holy Toledo.
Interesting call here.
Claus Williams, Ledford, Jackson, Dibble all hit pit road. 19 cars on the lead lap. These guys will drop to the back with fresher rubber. Last pit stop, lap 87. So 8-lap tires. I don't know, Baron.
Not sure either. So we'll let YouTube decide it for us. If Adam Newton wins this race, do we give credit to Todd Gilly or we give credit to Adam Newton?
I don't know, but Bobby's asking where Jason went. Jason, unfortunately, come into pit and a caution came out right away, trapping him. I think he pulled out of the race, but I can't be certain. Something else could have happened on pit road. Could have blew an engine. It's hard to say.
Is that Bobby Terrell?
I don't think it would be Bobby Terrell, but it could be.
Could be Bobby Terrell. Hell of a race car driver right there if it is.
No doubt. We still talk about Bobby, legendary for his 50-lap practice runs. We often use that. It's the best way. And we always say he would do 50 on the low, 50 on the high, kind of figure out. Favorite saying, I tell it to everybody, Bobby, if that is you and you are listening, I tell it to everybody. It's not what I want from the car, it's what the car wants from me. You can take that advice from Bobby right there. That'll help you out. So Sheffield and Ward are going to restart up front. Baron, what are your thoughts here?
I like the way Sheffield's driving tonight. I really do. Look, he had a close one last week, and he's very happy to be in this league. He loves the competition. I think this kind of track is suiting him right now. Give me a little Sheffield early on here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these guys. You got Mower, who was much like Sheffield just a year ago, coming in, loving what he saw and what he's racing. Then you got the old guard, Ripka and Ratliff. They're not to be toyed with. Leal's up here. Olsen now in 7th. George Leal's still there. Don't forget, we got Newton back in 13th with fresh rubber. We'll see what he can do. It's going to get interesting, Baron.
That it will. No question.
Bobby says Adam doesn't need the points. We give those points to the Toad Man.
Speaking of interesting, I had too much protein today, Dean, and my farts really smell. Really bad. And I'm stuck here staring at this computer screen. I cannot even leave the room.
Too much protein can lead to a little impact in there, so you be careful.
I do not have that problem.
This is getting a little weird up in the booth, folks. Sheffield and Ward on row 1. Mower and Ripka row 2. Green flag down. Flag goes. Oh, Mower down underneath, looking to get under Ward. I'm not sure he can get there.
Interesting start there. Sheffield out to a big old lead.
Yeah, I've seen Ward a couple of times. Looks like he might be a little slow on the restart. Very interesting. Sheffield, a whale of a job. He gets out there, so the top 4 are separated. Greg Ratliff leads the next group, including Corey Leal and Scott Olsen, who are now right in this thing.
Single file right now. These boys are waiting for this long run. We're closing on 60 to go here.
I wonder if they're on the borderline here of making it on fuel, and you got some who can, some who can't, perhaps. Maybe that's why Newton pitted.
Love this view. Taking a look at Scott Olsen's machine.
Yeah, beautiful paint job there, the He Hut machine. Of course, we're riding with George Leal. Leal looking good on entry there, almost closing right up to the bumper.
Corey Leal right in front of Scott Olsen here. Here's George looking for a pass.
Yeah, George going to go by. Olsen going to... Oh, no, there's a rub! I was going to say he's going to let him go, but Rockingham in the funky corners can wreak havoc. Randy McKinney now underneath Olsen. Olsen continuing to ride that middle to high side. Gets maybe a touch on McKinney. Everybody gets straightened out. Back up front, it's Ward and Sheffield. Sheffield out front. And they're separating. My goodness, they're walking away, these two.
No, they're not fighting each other just yet.
While this goes on, let's look back at the new tires. Now, I know Newton had them. Who else got them here? 94, you got Dibble, Williams, and Jackson. A little further back, they also got fresh rubber. Doesn't seem to be helping that much.
Are they in conserve mode here, Dean?
It certainly looks like it. Newton was so fast early on in this race. It has that feel. He's got something on his mind, and that's making it to lap 160. Ward swinging high, getting the momentum. Will he take it down low and make a move? No, he's going to stay up there.
He's seen this out of Ward before. Look at this run he gets on the high side. Does Sheffield close the door? He sure does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to make him go low, so you can get the momentum to go, but you got to make your pass down there. Sheffield going to hold him off. Tight racing here. Great corner by both guys. They're going to be even heading down into 3.
Sheffield with a big send on the outside, so taking a page out of Jeff Ward's book, he's going to look to make that momentum work for him down that backstretch.
Just great racing up front. Side by side, a full send by Ward. He goes right up the track in front of him. Wow, crossover by Sheffield.
Wow, great racing, Dean. That was textbook. I almost dropped an F-bomb. I love it.
And now Ward on the high side opens it up. So he makes the pass. Put Jeff Ward as your new race leader. There's Mower in third. Ripka, Ratliff, and Leal. That'll bring you to 6. Then you got George Leal. That was Corey Leal we just mentioned. George Leal quietly in 7th. McCanny, Olson, Racone in your top 10. And lurking the 19/2 of Adam Newton. Wow, Ward is absolutely setting sail on that high side, and that we've heard about this high line here at Rockingham. In certain conditions and certain vehicles, it can really work.
Dean, I'd like to go back to that pass that Sheffield and Ward were contending here, because both of them were driving a masterful race. I mean, you want a textbook design on how to set a guy up and pass him. Take a look at what Jeff Ward does here.
So he heads down on the bottom here.
Right, and he's actually going to sail it into the next turn, causing Ward or Sheffield to check up a little bit. He's going to slide job him, right?
Yeah, he keeps trying here. It's not working. He gets a good, side by side here, and he's just about had enough, Baron.
And here comes that send. So right, full send, drops it up in there. Sheffield's got to check up a little bit. And now Ward's on the high side. And that's textbook stuff right here. He didn't rough him up. He didn't touch him. It's just where he wanted to be. And, he's able to manage that high side pass. That was just textbook stuff. I love it.
Yeah, very talented stuff there. You can see others with less talent try that and butcher it. That's how it's done, Baron.
I really, really enjoyed watching that, Dean. That was cool.
So you got your top 6 all kind of strung out here. Corey, a little piece of the wall. He's hanging into 6th, though. There's George Leal and Randy McCanny. Olson still in front of Rincon and Newton. So everybody kind of single file here. It's a little quiet. I think we got ourselves a fuel mileage situation here, Baron.
No, I believe you're right, Dean. YouTube chat is telling us that they can go 64 on these tires and fuel. So we probably got 4 laps to the good here, but guys are hoping that they got enough if there's a green-white checker.
Well, I mean, Williams on 95, Newton on 94. Remember, we're still under caution at that time. So, yeah, they're right on the number. The other guys who pitted on lap 87, they're in deep trouble.
I love what I'm seeing here. Dean, this has been some great racing. Rockingham's a great track.
It really is. I mean, we had it all, right? We've had that pass we just seen, a lot of side-by-side racing, different lines, different approaches, all working, all viable. And now we've switched over to who can make it and who can't. And if you can make it, how do you position yourself at the front of that group?
Scott Olson up here, and he has got his hands full. We got two hungry guys right behind him. Rincon was the biggest mover on the field. He's in 9th place, looking to get past that He-Hut machine.
Can't say enough about George Rincon. Great night for him, the 28, sitting in 10th. I'm sure he wants more than just 10th, and he might just get it.
Really high on that entry there, though.
Kind of looks like Newton might have got the "you're okay on fuel, time to go" sign. Or I might have just made that up.
That was good though. No, I really like that. That was good. No, Dean, you're on it, man. I mean, at least you're not sitting in your own protein farts.
You don't know that.
True.
Very quiet up front as we wait for this to play out. This is the old NASCAR Sunday afternoon feel. Who's going to win? Whose car is going to hold up? Who can hold up? Let's go on board with, say, Randy McCanny here and just get a feel for it one more time. These bumps. It's not just will the car hold up. Can I hold up? Can I stay focused when this race gets lulled up like this? You know, and now, if it does stay green, what in tarnation are these top, 10 drivers going to do? They're not going to be able to make it, Baron. Do they come in now or do they wait?
Well, if you're asking my opinion, you know what I'd say. Short pit them. And speaking of which, here we go, Jason.
Jason Jackson hits pit road here, so I like the call. Get in there and short pit. Barron likes that. You see Ward out here extending his lead over Sheffield. I think Sheffield might be doing some math and thinking, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Oh, and Greg Ratliff loose off the corner, but keeps the momentum somehow. Comes underneath the Ripka.
That was a big save. That was really nice.
Oh, and Ripka gets the high wall, just trying to let him go. So these two getting a little out of sorts. The vets making mistakes. And it's kind of what we just talked about. You get lulled to sleep here, a little bit of alone racing, but you can't let off on a track like this, Baron.
Oh, not at all. This is every bit of Darlington with a little bit more hair on its chin. I mean, this thing, it will not let you fall asleep behind the wheel, that's for sure. On that in-car camera, we saw those trucks porpoising. I mean, they literally bounce through these turns. Your hands are moving, your feet are throttling the pedal. You're busy.
Very busy, and you see Corey Leal busy on the high side, a little loose. McCanny underneath them, trying to put the Ford machine up into 7th. Good, solid corner there is going to get him preferred entry here. Corey hanging in there, holding them off on the high side.
Now, are these guys shifting in 1 and 2, Dean?
Well, that I highly doubt, but we can have a look here as McCanny makes the pass here. We'll go back to Corey Leal.
You know what would make that shifting easier?
I'm waiting.
An S&H shifter.
SHH shifter, yes sir. Got one right here, of course. Love it.
We did not get our SH and H shifter mentioned this evening.
That's true. I absolutely love those guys. I really do love the shifter. I don't care if people paid me, I would still never lie about their product. This is a great product, Baron. I love it.
I guess they're not shifting in 1 and 2, though, are they?
I don't see any shifting going on out there, except
don't
for
think
the
so.
shiftiness out of my broadcast mate here. Lance Ripka down on pit road. So I like this call from Lance. It's kind of throwing in the white towel, Baron, but it's the best of the rest, right?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not a
Ward's
terrible
coming
call.
in.
Here we go.
I mean,
Here's
it's
Jeff
throwing
Ward.
the race away effectively because we know there's going to be guys who can make it. But you got to come in and protect your spots that are available. Everybody's in who has to come in.
Oh, got Olsen sideways on pit road.
Oh, Olsen spinning it around. Yeah, Whiting was a little sideways but handled it. Olsen still playing, well, I don't know, parking lot special out there. Randy McCanny, your new race leader, he should be coming in, and he does. So now, there's Newton coming around, your new race leader, the Bulldog.
Does he try to make it?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, Adam came in and pitted on lap 94. Ricky Williams on 95. Ricky Williams right in this thing. How about this run for Ricky? Not only did he pit at the same time, but he's hanging with Adam Newton.
That's pretty cool. We haven't talked a lot about Ricky. He's a good run, and he's hanging right with Newton right now.
It's impressive. I like what I'm seeing from the 10 machine. So you got Dibble. How about that? George Dibble up into third. Behind him, Claus Williams. Then you got Jason Brantley right there. And James Ledford. Those are all your guys still out on the track. Your top 6. Ward, 16 seconds behind these guys. Well, behind Ledford. Ledford's another 12 back of Newton. So you're looking at 27 seconds to Adam Newton for James Ward or Jeff Ward. That's not going to happen.
Going to be an interesting finish here, Dean. I like the strategies. I love the varying degrees of pit strategies. It's a great race, man. I just love it. I'm so jacked up.
Ward just unlapped himself. I mean, that's one thing. If a caution does come out, he can get back in this thing. Otherwise, well, he's got to get the Peter Pan getaway boots on and start motoring.
I believe that's the first mention of Peter Pan boots in the history of the Wind Tunnel TV, is it not?
It must be.
That's awesome.
Sheffield also unlapping himself. So those two are through.
Well, software.
And they're currently 6 and 7. So, like I said about maintaining your spot, they had to come in. And that's Ricky Williams. I thought Williams was good to go. He's not. He comes in and relinquishes second place. Newton all alone. 1.5 seconds back to Mr. George Dibble, who's, I guess he's not all alone. Dibble right in this thing, trying to deliver a burger up to the front row.
Good looking truck. Love the fries.
How about a Dr. Pepper on the back bumper, too?
Well, there you go. That says McDonald's.
Well, on the back quarter panel, I shall say.
Okay.
See the speed difference. Ripka and Ratliff come through. McCanny underneath of Williams there as this fresh rubber out on the track. This could get dangerous. 26 laps remaining in the Susan. The Rock Travis, 160.
Can Adam Newton make it?
I'm almost certain he can. If he can't, what's he doing? Why hasn't he pitted? I'm certain Mr. Newton can make it or is trying to make it. See George Lee will go on by. He unlaps himself. George currently in 11th position. Next up will be Randy McCanny. He'll be trying to get his lap back. So we're at 12th already, looking to get laps back. If a caution does come out, we'll re-rack them. If not, can Newton hang on? He's opening up his gap. Now 4 seconds over George Dibble. Dibble fading here quite dramatically. He might be dealing with some traffic.
And Dibble here, keeps bleeding a little bit lap time, but he could be saving in max save mode, right?
It's another great point. Of course he could be. Claus Williams in third, so these guys, Brantley fourth and Ledford in fifth. Love these runs. Brantley and Ledford both, like 23 up for Brantley and 18 positions gained for Ledford. I told Mr. Newton he wouldn't get any airtime in the wrong truck, so we're going to go to another driver.
I'm watching these guys, come through the field, and Adam Newton's out almost 4 seconds now on Dibble.
Well, I don't know.
Crazy.
Is it possible Ward could run him down? 22 laps left. He is only 12 seconds behind Adam Newton. He was 27 back just moments ago. I mean, he is pulling off a second a lap faster, a second and a half, Baron, faster. Yeah. Oh, boy.
If he gets there, and it looks like he might,
I mean, this would be shocking. This would be a Rockingham special. Come in the middle of a run and do a pit stop and still unlap yourself and come all the way around. I don't know. He's got it down to 9.7 and it's coming down fast.
Yeah, down to 9 seconds now with 20 to go.
Newton has got to pick up the pace. Now he's probably saving fuel and he's in traffic. Racone goes underneath him. This only helps Ward. Ward now 8.5 back.
I think he's going to catch him, Dean.
I don't think there's any doubt in my mind he's going to catch him. Jeff Ward now, and he's got Sheffield behind him 2 seconds back. Ward is going to do this within a single run to do an extra pit stop. It's unheard of.
Yeah, there's still plenty of laps out here.
Still 7.4 seconds as he had to deal with some lap traffic. As soon as he clears them, the time starts clicking down. 7-second lead now. Newton desperately trying to hang on. It's going to 6.5. I mean, the time is clicking off so fast I can't keep up with it, Baron. Sheffield makes his way around Brantley, around Otto Vianney, a lap car. So Sheffield now 2 seconds behind Jeff Ward. Ward 5.7 back of Adam Newton.
There's Dibble. That's the second place truck right there. Adam Newton in front of him.
Yeah, he just went around Claus Williams. That's fourth place. Dibble right in front of him. Wow. This is unbelievable. Jeff Ward, 16 laps remaining. I mean, it looks like he's going to get there with ease. He'll be within 4 seconds here in another turn. And immediately drops down to 3.7. I mean, Newton...
You can see him, Dean. He's on the same straightaway. I mean...
This is absolutely nuts. Let's go on board. There is Adam Newton right ahead of him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Newton might be further up the track. There might be 2 cars in between them. The lead down to 2.1 seconds. 14 to go. That's the He-Hut machine of Scott Olson in front of him. Okay. And it looks like maybe Ricky Williams up in front of that. They're up, and he's working on Newton, so Newton's getting slowed down by this. Ward way up the track. So Newton's dealing with guys trying to pass him while Ward is running him down. Oh my God, he's there already. Unbelievable. Like a rocket, he's coming up. He's going to drive right around him. Jeff Ward to take the lead. Newton off the corner. No real fight left. Jeff Ward to the front.
Nothing you could do about that, D. Nothing.
You can't even see him coming that fast, let alone block him. This is an incredible run for Jeff Ward. Sheffield now next up. Can he come up and steal second away from Adam Newton? I mean, the question, do tires matter? I guess they do.
I'm going to go with a yup.
There was a word in there I had to skip over, Baron.
I'm going with yup.
Mower underneath Dibble here. So Mower up into fourth. Dibble's in fifth. Klaus Williams sixth. There's Sheffield. He's already ran down Newton. So Adam just trying to make it to the end here. Just got nothing for these guys with their fresh rubber. And Ward all alone now. Almost a 3-second gap between him and Sheffield.
Well, now, now Newton has to hope to stay on the podium here. Nate Mower's coming. With 10 to go, can Adam Newton salvage a third? That'd be a championship run.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a great decision nonetheless. He gets third. I mean, he was fighting for a top 3 to begin with, maybe a win, so not sure about how it all plays out, but it is what it is at this point. And Ward in the 89 is going to look for the daily double, the Xfinity and the truck race.
Can't be mad at him for that.
Well, you can be. It won't help at all, though. Sheffield, another great run from Brandon Sheffield, up 17 spots on the night. Let's look around at a few of our big movers. Mower up 11. Dibble, who's up 23 spots right now. How about this run for George as Ratliff takes away the position?
Yeah, it's a good run. Love the fries.
Always love the fries. Ripka's up 13 spots. James Ledford currently in 11th. He's up 12 spots. Brantley's up 13 spots. 14 actually. He's in 13th spot. And you got Ricky Williams and Eric Whiting. They're both up 10 spots on the night.
Great drives by some of these drivers tonight. Shout out George Dibble, 21 spots. How about that?
Incredible stuff. Mower starting to run down Newton. He's within a half second of him.
6 laps to go here.
6 to go. Ward got nothing to consider except for this lap traffic up here. Always dangerous when you got a lead like this. You're like, just stay away from me.
Don't get near me. Checks in the mail. 5 to go.
Mower overtakes Newton, so Newton does lose the podium. Or shall I say, Nate Mower gains it.
That's right. Good drive. Ward, Sheffield, Mower. We talked about Mower and Sheffield last week. Mower getting the better of Sheffield, winning that race. Jeff Ward comes up there and steals it from both of them.
Yeah, incredible run. I mean, I had no idea his tires would be that powerful. Jeff Ward, obviously a powerful driver, but did not expect him to unlap himself twice to get up here, and plus an 8-second lead over Adam Newton. Unbelievable. Sheffield 4 seconds back in second. Dibble getting passed by McCanny here, so Dibble's going to lose 1 or 2 more. He'll fall to 9th. Up on board briefly here with our race leader, Jeff Ward. 2 to go.
And Ward had that line going all night too, didn't he? He was really letting it run high in those turns. I wonder if some of the other competitors have picked up on that.
Yeah, it looked like he found something. I think he stirred it on the bottom, but it wasn't long, was it, Baron? And he found this high line.
Worked for him. Works for him to the tune of 4 seconds out in front of Brandon Sheffield.
Very impressive. Jeff Ward coming through two. One more corner here, and it'll be Jeff Ward. He'll be taking home the Susan the Rock Travis 160. It's Jeff Ward, your winner here at Rockingham. Brandon Sheffield will be coming home in second here. Mower will be third. Greg Ratliff with a great run coming back up to fourth here. And Leal in fifth. Newton hangs on for sixth. It's Ripka and McCanny. Is Ripka beating McCanny at the line? Claus Williams and James Ledford, your top 10.
I love Rockingham, Dean. This is a great track. These drivers put on a hell of a show tonight. Pit strategies played a role. This was a good time.
Yeah, it was a great race, and I mean, you might call it the move of the race, that semi-slide job or professional slide job, I guess you'd call it, Baron.
Really, really well done.
Yeah, it truly was. Out of Fairville, Kentucky, Jeff Ward spinning them down. And not much of a burnout here, so we got to get him to work on that, but he knows where Victory Lane is, Baron.
That's where all the pictures and the money's at, Dean.
Well, maybe that's it. He don't want no flat tires getting those pictures taken. Anyway, let's take a short commercial break. We come back, we'll get some race interviews.
Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Nothing but sunshine all day, Baron. That's what Jeff Ward experienced here tonight.
That's right. Now, I mean, the sun shined on a duck's ass tonight. Boy, Jeff Ward got it done.
Boy, didn't he? What a great job out there. Let's check in on our race results here. So we talked about our top 10, ending with Ledford. You got Corey Leal and George Rincon. Good runs. Wasn't meant to be. Ricky Williams and Jason Brantley were up there. Olson was up there late. Dibble, 16th for Dibble. That's unfortunate. He had such a good run going. Tough night out at Rockingham. Otto Viani, Jackson back there. The Toad Man. Jason Spear got trapped on pit road. And Bernard Person, perhaps a little injury of sorts. Paul K, I know he wanted better tonight. He also looked good early in this race.
A lot of great drives tonight. Shout out to some of our rookies that, we got 3 of them on the podium tonight, Dean.
Well, I don't know if Nate's officially a rookie, but yeah, close enough. You're right. Things are changing. There's change in the air. And the 60, and Nathen Mower will finish in third. He's part of the change here. Congratulations on another great finish, Nate.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's one position better than Sunday, so I guess we'll take it.
Absolutely. Just a couple of more to go, Nate. We get you in victory lane, and all will be well. Tell us a little bit about Rockingham tonight. Man, this race flipped a couple of times, some different strategy out there, but the track itself, always tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, last Thursday. When we raced here, Sunday night was the first time I raced here in probably close to 6 months to a year, and the handle a lot different, but a lot of fun once again. Poor qualifying effort by me. I think I wrecked lap 1 or hit the wall lap 1 on turn 3 and 4, and I said, screw it, I'm just going to keep going. Qualified 15th, which is one position worse than Sunday, but we all know how this place is. You just let the guy, you can really see the guys that are, especially turn 1, and they just slide up. And I was like, yeah, they're going to burn their tires. I think we got ourselves to 6th or 7th there on a green flag run. Then the caution came out, and nobody really pitted. And nobody pitted. Like, the top 6 guys stayed out. I was like, why are they not pitting, man? Tires are king here. So I pitted, and luckily everybody behind me except one truck pitted. And the words of Adam Newton, he didn't want to go back here because it's too hard to pass. But I passed him 3 times tonight. So I gave him a little grief about that. But great race all around.
Well, yeah, Nate, but you talk about pitting that, but we're talking green flag at the end, right? I mean, some guys are going to be able to make it because they pitted at the beginning of that one. So guys like Adam Newton figure I can make it. Guys like yourself and that, you've got to unlap yourself, come all the way around again. This is all within one run. I know the tires are king, but that seems undoable to me, Nathan.
I'm sure this week on our weekly swim meeting, I'm gonna have a talk with Adam there. I honestly can't believe that he. I mean, the tire. I mean, after 20 laps, it's like 2 seconds, and you can quickly do the math there and just see that it's not gonna work. I started to get. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did get a little worried about 15 to go, and he was still like 6 or 7 seconds ahead of me. But I mean, the time is just. I mean, I'm sure you guys were looking at the lap times up there in the booth, and it just wasn't gonna work. I mean, I wanted to stay out so bad, but I knew I had to come down and get. I mean, yeah, I had to do what I did.
Well, you know, with me with math, Nate, I got my abacus down. I use my toes with the abacus. It's never good. So, you know, we do the best we can up here, but you made all the right calls. Great call. Got you a third place out here at points. It looks like it might be your race to win. Nonetheless, another awesome finish. Congratulations. We'll give you the floor, brother. Anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out to just everybody in here. I know there's a couple cautions tonight, but you, I mean, it's Rockingham. It's rocky, bumpy, loose, tight, everything, and I still think the guys did a great job. Um, Congrats to Jeff. I hope he is not this damn good at every track we go to. The dude's smoking everybody, putting on a clinic, and I would have felt really bad tonight if there was no caution. Somehow I would have won this race because he was definitely the car to beat. Shout out to everybody. Great racing, Brandon. From the start of the race, he's a poor qualifier like me. But I just love this league, man. Great job to all you guys up in the booth. I know you guys, I wouldn't say waste your time, but you would rather be in a car up there racing. But just thanks for everybody. George, Todd, everybody does a great job here. All the sponsors keeping this thing going. Have a good week, guys.
All right, you too, mate. Baron, that's Nathen Mower. The number is 60, third place finish here tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Nate. Great run. And look, the roles are reversed. I'm sitting here with Brandon Sheffield finishing second tonight. That's your second place finish, Brandon. But you got the better of Nate this time, didn't you?
I did, and I feel good about that. I wish Jeff would have stayed home. We might have had a chance at this one.
Well, Jeff didn't stay home, did he? He came out there and showed you guys the way around, didn't he?
Drove out of my life, I think is the way you would describe that one. I don't know what he was doing, but man, he was fast at it.
Yeah, good looking truck there from the 89. So second week in the league, learn anything different this week, or was it status quo? Just stay on pace and show them the way.
I think what I learned is qualify, because it was a hornet's nest for the first 60, 70 laps, and we were all on top of each other. We got out on the grid there. I screwed up qualifying real bad. Started 19th, and I looked ahead of me 2 rows, and there was Nate, and I said, well, I'll just go get onto his bumper and follow him up through the field. And that's what we did, but it was a fight to get up there, and had to use some pit strategy, and it was fun coming through the field, but it just puts you behind the whole race. And so was happy to get those 2 cautions there in a row that kind of split the strategy up, and felt good about taking that second set of tires and not having to save to get to the finish and being able to make those runs a little bit shorter. But once the runs were shorter, I didn't know how to pick my pace up without just destroying my tires. I kind of had a pace for a full fuel run and didn't have anything that was quicker than that. So I tried to stay with Jeff and tried to stay in front of Jeff that first run, and that sure didn't work. And then second run, just kind of had to turn the relative off and forget about Jeff and run my line and just get to the end and pick up second place here.
Well, Brandon, that's just it, isn't it? Rockingham reminds you a little bit about Darlington. It chews tires up. Great run tonight. Who you want to thank for your efforts, and anybody you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank the boys over at GDR, the team I run with. That's Jason. Jason had terrible luck tonight. Derek didn't make it tonight. Ed and Nick. Caden Hammond Foundation on the car, cadenhammondfoundation.com or .org if you want to learn a little more about that. Ed Kane CPA, tax season is always around the corner, so give Ed a call if you need some tax help. I want to thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. I want to thank the RGR boys for putting on a great league. I got to know them real well after the action on Sunday when I crossed the finish line first and they had to give it back to George, and I 100% agree with the decision. They were nothing but gentlemen about it all week, and happy to be here.
Dean, that is your second place finisher, number 36, Brandon Sheffield. Take a look at this driver for the rest of the season, my friend.
Yeah, he's been very impressive. Love what I've seen from him so far. Clean racing, fast racing, always near the front. But we got another newcomer to talk about, the 89, Jeff Ward. Back to back at the Rock. Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's awesome to get one at the Rock. I don't know if I've won there before, but what an awesome track, dude, to be able to go out there and that's one of the few tracks I think I've been able to run right up by the wall and make good time. So, yeah, super happy to get the win, and we should have been able to get it in the Xfinity the other night, but we got off pit strategy, and so we'll definitely take this one.
Well, Jeff, let's talk about that high line. So we've seen the Xfinity running the low line, and then now here you started on the low line, if I'm not mistaken. When did you find the high line? Were you waiting on it? Did you know about it? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I was running behind Brandon Sheffield there and not really able to make a pass or really gain any ground, and I was like, I got to try something. So just drove in deep into one there one time, and it kind of stuck, and was able to get on the outside of him and went into pit. The tires still wasn't too terrible, so I thought, man, we're gonna run up there the rest of the race, and yeah, that was just the place to be for me, and it seemed to work all race long, all the way to the end.
Boy, did it, Jeff. You were on fire. We couldn't keep up with you running down Newton. You had to run him down not once, but twice. You had to go get your lap back and then come all the way around and get him. Were you concerned at all at being able to do that?
Oh yeah, I was scared. I knew there were some guys on the fuel strategy, and when I come out of the pits, I wasn't sure how far ahead they would be, and if we'd get back to them with only 15, 20 laps to go there. So was real lucky. Was able to get out there and get them, and yeah, you never know how them things are going to go. I've lost a lot of races this season on fuel strategy. It's not really my strong suit, so props to them guys for trying that, and almost worked for them.
Yeah, it certainly almost did, but you were class of the field here tonight. Jeff, what do we have? What do you have in store for us the rest of the way? Is this one of your favorites, or are we looking at more good racing from Jeff Ward?
No, I like this track a lot. You know, there's a couple trucks out there that I feel like I may be able to run decent at, but we won't be running a lot of trucks. I got a softball league on Thursdays, so this is kind of a one-off, but definitely trying to run some Xfinity and then those 87 cars on Tuesday. So been a great league so far. Loving this place, man. Hats off to these guys. I was looking for a clean league. My previous league closed their doors, so they welcomed me with open arms, and it's been clean racing, a lot of green flag racing. Broadcast is awesome, and yeah, man, I'm loving it.
We appreciate it, and I know they do as well. They do run a great league here, RGR Racing, but you are running great races, Jeff. Congrats on this victory. We'll give you the floor, brother. Any shout-outs you want to make?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Lexington Brewing and Distilling for being on the car. They've stayed with me for a while now. Thanks to Mac Bailey Remodeling. If you're in Louisville area, give him a shout. He does the remodeling. Thanks to you guys for the broadcast again, and friends and family are watching, and just thanks again to the league for letting me come out here and run with them.
Baron, winner, the 89, Jeff Ward.
And doing it in dominant fashion, Dean. Pit strategy, driver talent, speedy trucks, man. That's the way to get to the front. Jeff made the most of it tonight at the Rock, Dean. It was a good race.
Great race. A lot of fun. I love what I've seen. Lots of good storylines. Some of the guys running at the front at different points in this race. But Jeff Ward outclassed him. Great run for him. Of course, we'll have all the races here, and they're all great because you never know what could happen out here at an RGR race. Fuel strategy, last minute caution. Who knows? You're never quite sure who's going to win. Make sure you tune in. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labasco, that'll wrap it up from the Rock. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.